Right, so let's see if I can figure this shit out, because this is my first time using this stuff. Let me just check that it's actually showing up, because I am not 100% if I'm doing this right or not. So let me just quickly look at do. Right. So I'm just gonna let the gameplay of me playing Diablo 4 back in back when it came out, beta came out, and letting that play in the background for now. But to be fully honest, after reading what is going on with the whole Blizzard situation, firing all their employees, and having this, I don't know if I want to call it a crisis or whatever, but honestly, it's very disappointing to see um, the game and the company die out. Now, I don't personally play Diablo 4, but and the reasoning behind that is like, in my opinion, it's a very bad game. It's horrendous. If you're a super fan of Diablo 2, this shit is just I don't know what to call it. It's just barely a game, to be honest. Yeah, the graphics are great, but the overall gameplay, the mechanics, everything is completely screwed, and it's very, very sad. And I had this, I foresaw this when I played the beta. I literally said that this game is gonna end up dying, and the company will end up dying, and the reasoning behind it would be that they don't care to provide the type of content, nor do they provide the game or type of game that everybody was looking for and hoping. And if they should have learned a lesson, it should have been from Diablo 3, not to do the same bullshit that they did with that game, and they just did the exact same thing and made it even worse. In my opinion, this game is a barely a clone of Diablo 3 with the Diablo 2 tone in graphics, but it's a Diablo 3 clone, or Diablo Immortal, Diablo 3 mixed up clone, and I'm super sad to say that I think the company is done. I don't see them recover really from this. It'll only be worse. I'm super sad about that because it's something that I did appreciate for many years. And if I'm honest, I was expecting them to, yeah, maybe I'm just an idiot for expecting them to stay true to their words, to actually be doing what they say they will, but clearly, like, keeping your word, doing what you say, being, mm, how do I explain? Like, not being the greediest sons of bitches in the freaking world is not on the menu when it comes to Blizzard. I am really sorry to all the developers that has been fired. It's definitely not your fault. It's the company itself that's so poisonous after having, like, literally, I don't even, man, I'm just so sad to say that this is might be the end of Diablo. This might be the end of Blizzard. All because of greed and uh, unwillingness to listen to their community. I don't understand like why you would kill a game that's been madly successful for 20 years, and I'm of course talking about Diablo 2. They they won't even make new content or add bug fixes or anything. Season 5 was nothing. There wasn't even a fix to any of the bugs in the game. There wasn't even anything. Like, there was nothing. It was a full, it was a, here you go, here's a new season of absolutely nothing. Like, zero. jack squat. That's what they put in, and I understand why there's nothing in season 5 is because they had to take all developers off the D2R team. They had to put them on D4 because that game was such a shit show that it took every single person in there to fix it. And even though they did that, they still haven't fixed the game and made it interesting. I've been watching a lot of YouTubers that play the game, and the overall consent is this game is horrendous, it's bad, it's one of the worst titles most of them say they have ever played. And I have to agree, and I only played the beta, and just the beta itself killed it for me. It was, in my opinion, probably among one of the worst fucking experiences of my entire life in terms of playing games. Like, I have never been more disappointed, especially after I was disappointed on Diablo 3, and I'm probably just one among a lot that wrote to them and said this is definitely not what we were looking for. I stopped playing the game. I went back to Diablo 2 and been playing that for a long time. And when they then made D2R and put that out, they promised to keep updating and keep content coming for years and years. And of course, just another lie from a big ass company that can afford to just to not care about their community or to not care about anybody, to be honest. And all that matters is how much money can we extract out of people's wallets instead of making quality content. I'm really, really sad that that's the route they chose instead of going the route of creating something amazing and having it be up to date. And I cannot imagine and create that putting a new rune word or adding bug fixes or any of those things to D2R would be a massive issue. It seems like a very simple solution on a 20-year-old game. It cannot be that hard, it cannot be that time consuming, and it cannot take that much manpower to add small things in each season. But clearly, as I said, that was not the interest. The interest was how many people can we get to buy the game, and then when we see the game not being bought anymore, let's just shit on it and not care about it. And same is happening with Diablo 4. Basically, they're not caring about the game. They don't give a fuck. Everybody who bought the game, and now there's no sales going on, then now it doesn't matter. And Microsoft, being the new daddy of the company, basically has decided to lay off basically a big chunk of the people working at that studio. And I am super sad for those people losing their jobs, because I truly believe that this is not what the developers wanted. This is simply just what the stockholders and Bobby and those kind of guys wanted. Like, how can we best make another couple of billion without having to actually add any, put any work into it? The least amount of work for the highest payout. That's the mentality. And sadly, the mentality overall in the gaming industry at the moment is really sad to see. And I'm hoping that if we all get together and start actually boycotting these games and boycotting these companies when they do these things, that might change the future of gaming. But if we don't, then honestly, this is only gonna get worse. And the amount of games that are gonna be like Baldur's Gate 3 or like Elden Ring and games like that is gonna be few and far in between, and it's gonna be like a diamond that you find every once in a while. It's not gonna be something we get every year or anything. It'll be like years between the good games, and that's just really, really sad. I don't understand how you can have the recipe for something that has been one of the, if not the most successful game in terms of longevity and how long it's It's been active. I really don't know of any other games that's been active for as long as Diablo 2. Um, that is one of those that's just been ongoing forever, and it's still the same exact game. It's not like they changed anything drastically. They changed a couple of smaller things and they added a couple of things, but it's really overall the same exact game. It's not like um, let's say World of Warcraft, where they actually made like massive DLCs and massive new updates and massive new expansions and all these other things and added a ton of content. They never did that with Diablo. If you wanted a ton of new content, you had to play the Project Diablo. And it's incredible how a couple of modders is better at creating content than a billion-dollar company. I just don't understand how you can be so disconnected with your community. I don't understand how you can continuously lie about stuff and then still have people pay for all your trash items in the game, rather that be in World of Warcraft or whatever. Like, I don't understand why people support that. I'm really sad to see that because the, the support that they're getting only tells them that they are on the right track and they should continue down the road they are on currently, which is gonna end up being the end of what we know the company to be. And it's probably already come to that fruition right now, seeing the amount of layoffs and whatnot. It tells me that the success of the game has been a disaster, and for that reason they can't afford to basically keep the employees. There's of course one other like possibility. I would say maybe they develop some kind of AI technology that we don't know about that'll develop the games for them, so they don't actually have to pay people for it, but they can just have a computer develop the whole game. That is of course a possibility, but that's not what I think. I do think that this is a sign of what's to come, and I'm afraid that for me, who is like a massive fan of Diablo 2, there'll probably not be anything to be excited about or looking forward to at all. It'll be another season 6 will be not no bug fixes, no changes, nothing new, nothing at all. And that's just the future. Um, Now, even though they don't put anything out, I'm still gonna be playing the game. It's still my favorite game of all time. It's still one of the things that I spent the most amount of time on in terms of playing. And I do wanna like hopefully get to a point where we get something new. Like I don't know, man. I'm just really like, dissatisfied with the Blizzard and Activision in general. Rather that be Diablo or if it's Call of Duty, or because I was a big Call of Duty fan too, but after 2019, I have completely stopped playing that game. I'm no longer interested in Call of Duty. It's super boring. It's constantly pushing you to buy shitty skins because they are overpowered, or shitty fucking microtransaction bullshit, and it's just ruining the game. To be honest, there's no real competition anymore. I feel like it's all a question about who's gonna pay for whatever, and then you win the game. Like it's just sad, and I hope that with the new season coming in February, they would be so nice, at least just open up some rumors for other bases, like putting Doom into a bow, for instance. That would be a massive upgrade for the Ice Boazon, stuff like that. I would love to see if you are if they are this determined to not put in any effort, then at least just unlock the shit that's already in the game and make it to where we can actually use more different bases, more different things, instead of having literally nothing happen. Hopefully we can get together as a community, push them towards creating something that's meaningful for us, and it might not be the most profitable thing for them, but like, I really at this point don't care if it's profitable or not. Like, it's a question about being truthful to your community and being truthful to your fans, and hopefully giving us a little something and start listening and stop listening to the freaking money men who don't care, who never played a fucking video game, who has no idea what this is about, why we are asking for the things we are asking for. Leave the devs alone. Don't fucking be on them as if it was their fault, because it's definitely not. And I really hope to see a change of heart in the future. I know I am absolutely dreaming, and that's a fata morgana, to be honest. Like, it's not real. It probably won't ever happen, because if it's not making billions, who the fuck gives a shit, right? Uh, Super sad. It's a sad day for me. I asked a couple of streamers who are big into Diablo, who is sponsored by Blizzard, basically. Like, and if you're sponsored by Blizzard, you can't really talk bad about them, because that's your revenue stream, that's your income, that's your wallet, that's your bread. So if you talk bad about them, you're ruining your own opportunity for future contents and future things. So of course they won't come out and say it straight out like it is. But I did ask a couple if they thought that we would get any kind of new content for D2R, and the overall answer was absolutely not. There's probably never gonna be anything else for Diablo 2. It's done, and I'm just really sad to say it out loud. I'm gonna be honest. Lately, I've been a little discouraged from playing the game. It's not that I'm over it. It's just this season has been not what I hoped for. So I grinded it a bit, but yeah, I don't know, man. It just doesn't feel right anymore. Doesn't feel good to play the game. It's a little saddening. I'm looking forward to the new season and starting a new character and grinding, but I don't know how long I'll be able to keep the grind up um before I give up in some kind of way and just go play something different that has more interest and better content and are made by people who actually care for their communities, and they want to listen and create better things and evolve the games. Um, I've been playing GTA, which I was off of GTA for a couple of years, but there was so much new content that I just got back on that, which is kind of weird because I thought I was done with that game fully, but it's more fun to me to play that than Diablo at the moment, and I don't want to be playing something that I don't enjoy, and I definitely do not want to be like in a bad mood. It's not in a bad mood, but I'm sad. Like I'm sad where things has gone. It's not what I was hoping for. So um I did invest in a nice new PC, and I will probably play a little bit more on PC when it comes to Diablo. I do want to play a couple of other games like Elden Ring. I do want to play Baldur's Gate at some point, and I have a bunch of other games that I've bought but I've never really played. I just bought them because I thought they looked cool, and I just never really got around to playing them, so I'll probably be looking into a lot of that stuff too. Um, and just testing different things out, seeing what's fun and what's not. Uh, and then looking forward to a new season on D2R, hoping that we'll get something at least. Just anything at this point would help. I don't care if it's minuscule or not like big things, as long as there's just any kind of new stuff to do. I would be satisfied. But as of right now, the way everything is looking, I don't think that's gonna happen. And I'm afraid that Blizzard is completely done. I've said before that the company might die out from the things that they've been doing lately. And yeah, it's a sad day, man. And you can probably tell too that I'm not in the best of moods after reading everything about them firing half their squad basically, and having like I don't know, man. I'm just sad. I wish that it was different. I wish it was better times. And I do wish that we would have like something to do, to be honest, instead of just sitting here and playing something that's like, I might as well go back to Project Diablo, to be honest, because it's at least they care for it, and Blizzard don't really care for anything anymore. It's either billions or it's nothing. It's not making, as I said, if it's not making an incredible amount of money, then they don't give a shit. Honestly, they just don't care. They could care less, which is sad. It's really sad, and I hope to see a couple of people supporting this. I hope to see some of the devs supporting this mentality and standing up to these greedy corporate masters that's doing whatever they can to absolutely destroy everything that we have cared for years. Yeah. So that's gonna be it for me today. I just wanted to jump on real quick, and I wanted to share my opinion on this after reading it and after seeing what's happening. And hopefully I'll be wrong and they'll change up everything and it'll be great in the future for both the Diablo 2 players, the Diablo 3 players, and the Diablo 4 players. Like, I don't wish to see anybody be disappointed in the games. I would hope that everything would be awesome. I would play Diablo 4 myself if it was a great game, but it's just sadly not. So for that reason, I just don't see any point in playing that. And yeah, that's gonna be it for me. I hope everybody has a great day. If you like the content I am making, then please let me know. Put up a sub and a like if it's something you support and if you want to see a change. And let's try and yell as much as we can at Blizzard to fix this problem that they clearly have. Yeah. Have a great day, and I'll see everybody in the next one.